All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how this world is very hypocritical, man. When it comes to the Israelite man, when it comes to self-defense, when it comes to physical situation, when it comes to hypocrisy, right? Like this world is truly disgusting, man, with how it treats the Israelite man. And I'm starting to realize that this world only really believes that self-defense is something for the so-called white man. And a lot of actual crimes, a lot of actual unalivements that should actually be getting the same judgment back for that. A lot of things that Esau does that actually are crimes really get put under the label of self-defense, or get put under the banner of, oh, I did it during my work as law enforcement or something like that, when really they've actually broke the law under God's eyes, right? But you're going to see this video anyway, where an American streamer called Adonis, he's in Romania, and some Romanian guys harassing him, won't leave him alone. He's putting his arm on his shoulder and then spits in his face. And then Jake proceeds to knock his bitch ass out, as he should, right? And then you're going to see in the background as well, there's some Edomite in a coat with some glasses, some sunglasses on and that, right? And he's just watching the whole time when the guy is harassing him, but then only intervenes after Jake knocks his ass out. Well, why didn't he intervene before the guy ended up spitting in his face, or before the guy knocked his ass out? Why wait until it goes all the way over to there if you're going to intervene anyway? If you're a person that doesn't care about intervening, you don't care either way, don't fucking get involved at any point then. Stay your bitch ass out of it all the way. And that's what happens in this world. A lot of times, women might be harassing a man, getting on his nerves, banging their hand in his face. You ain't gonna do. First of all, worst of all, and then proceeds to get an elbow to the nose, a smack in the mouth, boxed in the mouth, whatever, kicked in the chest, kicked in the titty, whatever. And then all of a sudden, now everyone wants to start getting involved. Oh, that's a female. That's a man. You're a man. You're a man. Ain't never supposed to put his hands on a female. Which, if you're one of them people that believe that a man's not ever supposed to put his hands on a female, that's on you. I don't believe that, right? Because I'm almost certain that Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, don't speak about how a man's not ever supposed to put his hands on no female. So if you want to believe that, that's up to you. I don't believe that, right? That's me. I believe that according to the Bible laws, right, that if a woman's an adulterer, right, if a woman's an adulterer, and she breaks the law of adultery, there's going to be some putting her hands on the female in order to activate the laws of Yahweh. There's going to be some putting her hands on the female in that. There's going to be. The law that everyone's got a grievance with in Deuteronomy 22, Deuteronomy 21, that's a putting your hands on the female situation. So if you're one of them people that think that women are so righteous that no harm should come to them, then okay, then when the day of the Lord comes, every single woman's going to make it through then, innit? Because there ain't going to be no putting their hands on a female in the dark day of the Lord. All the women are just righteous, delicate, tender angels. They've never committed adultery. They've never stole. They've never broke any laws of Yahweh. It was all us men that broke all the laws of God. And we're the fault reason why we got put into captivity, the Atlantic slave trade, while we're in America, while we're in England, while we're scattered all over these places on the earth, right? It's all our fault, innit? If you want to believe that, that's on you, fam. But I don't believe that, man. Right? And you can't make me believe that neither. Women are going to get jacked up and judged by Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai the same way as men are, because they're wicked too. And according to the Bible, they're more wicked. But I digress. Let's press play on this video, man.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Why not? Why would I?
Right,
Why would I? Why would I?
Stay here like a dog. Stay here.
Stay here.
Yeah, you're my dog.
Stay here.
This is my Romanian dog.
Give my bro.
Walking out.
Give my bro.
Keep your hands off me. Yeah, keep it moving.
In my opinion, the arm on his shoulder is the first point that this guy could have got his ass whooped. And if you're one of these people that are going to say, oh, nah, he could have worked away. Well, okay. Let's compare the comments that you're going to see on this video here with the comments on the video to do with this influencer boxer Dean the Great, and a former MMA professional fighter, Tiki Golson, where they're at a party, and Dean the Great says to him, "You know who I am. Don't pretend like you don't know who I am." And he's like, "No, I don't know you. I don't know you. Nice to meet you, though." Then he's like, "Now you do know me. Don't try and pretend like you don't know me just because there's women around, right?" Then he says, "Are you the guy that got slapped? Are you the guy that got slapped on video recently?" And he's like, "Yeah, I am. But I'd slap the shit out of you, though." Then it proceeds to go, "Oh, would you really?" And then he elbows him in his jaw, right? He elbows him in his jaw and knocks him down. And then the guy, Dean the Great, gets back up and starts throwing punches at him while he's being held back by somebody else, which makes it harder to defend, to try and get your lick back, right? And then that guy was standing there, admiring his work when that guy was down on the floor at first, until one of Rampage Jackson's other friends, which that's Rampage Jackson's manager, until one of Rampage Jackson's other friends opened a door and then started shouting out, "Oh, quick, come over here, come over here." And then he quickly pushed out and rushed out the door after he heard Rampage Jackson's other friend shouting and screaming like, "Look, someone just assaulted somebody." He quick time jumped out the door to try and make it like he was innocent when he assaulted the guy, man. You get invited to somebody's house for the first time and you're elbowing people in their jaw. What are you doing? When you could have just left out the exit that you left out of anyway. He wanted to knock him out, for being real. He wanted to elbow him in the jaw. Just like how that Larry Wheels guy wanted to slap him in the face, right? But wouldn't have slapped Rampage Jackson if he did the same thing, because he's a bit of a coward. The guy's 300 pounds. He wouldn't have slapped Rampage Jackson in the face like that, because Rampage Jackson hugged his wife. He wouldn't have slapped Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson said, "I'll pay you some money to fuck your wife." He never slapped Rampage Jackson in the face for that. Rampage Jackson actually built up his courage to slap that guy in the face. Had he have not said, "Are you ready to earn that 200 gifted that everyone on the chat room's been saying about all night," he probably might have not even did it. But now that he slapped that guy for that, right? Well, if anybody else says it, then you gotta slap them too. Which do I think that the guy should have got done? Yeah, but then so should the other guy that actually did hug your wife then. Right? But anyway, let's press play, man. Like the guy putting his arm in his shoulders and all that. Like this world, man. Like when you're gonna see the comments anyway. You're gonna see the comments 1 second.
Why not? Why would I?
All right,
Why would I? Why would I?
Stay here like a dog. Stay here.
Stay here.
Yeah, you're my dog.
Stay here.
This is my Romanian.
So that right there was the first point where you could have got punched in his face. You already know somebody don't want you around, and you're invading their person's space and then touching them. And people on the comment section are saying things and they're all fatigue and all of this, right? But if we go up to them and put our elbow on their shoulder, then they'll understand it then all of a sudden. Because people are defending that guy, that MMA fighter Tiki Golson, for elbowing Dean the Great in his jaw at a party that they're both a mutual friend of. But then if they talk to us with disrespect and we elbow them in their jaw, then all of a sudden, we're aggressive. But when an Edomite assaults an Israelite, right, then they understand it though. But then when an Israelite punches an Edomite in the face that spat in his face, then they don't understand it. They don't understand how self-defense can work. And that's one of the main things. They don't like the idea of self-defense when it comes to an Israelite having self-defense laws, because they know that they do a lot of things towards us and a lot of antagonistic things towards us, right? And if their law of self-defense is activated every time they do that stuff to us, they've got a whole bunch of ass whoopings coming, and the law will not be on their side. So of course these Edomites are going to have a problem with self-defense when it comes from an Israelite side, but of course they're going to like the idea of self-defense when it's them doing something to an Israelite, man, because they're hypocrites, man. And this is another reason why Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, yeah, the end of Edom forever.
He my bro.
Bugging out.
He my bro.
Keep your hands off me.
Yo, he
I'll break
bugging.
your
He
jaw.
bugging. He bugging.
Yeah, I'm bugging. You tripping.
Bugging.
You got me fucked up.
Oh, you wanna smack
I
me?
will. Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Do it.
Get out my face.
That's all you gonna do.
Yeah, what
and
you
I
do?
get the money off you.
You broke. You're not getting no money. Go to the dentist. Your teeth look ugly. What? What you want to say?
You don't know how this fucking country works.
Yeah, I
bitch.
do know how this fucking... Back up. In my face. You bugging out. Back up. Are you bugging?
see? Now all of a sudden, oh my God, oh man. Now all of a sudden, after it goes there, it goes to this far. Now all of a sudden, everyone realizes, oh man, things. But when the guy was antagonizing him, nobody took him and told him go away. And this is what I mean, man. Esau and women are exactly the same because Esau's like that, and women are like that. Women will run their mouth to a man, talking all kind of smoky McGee out here. You ain't gonna do, and that's why I'm sick and tired of ninjas like you, pressing her bony finger all up in a man's chest, pressing her bony finger in a man's forehead, in his temple. And then the moment you hear that, you hit me. Well, that's what your ass gets. Because if I go up to a man that's bigger than me, and I start antagonizing him, and not only a man that's bigger than me, a man that's bigger than me and I know can beat me up too. Well, if I get whooped, shouldn't people be like, well, why was you messing with him for? Shouldn't that be the case? All these people did not have a problem with this argument with this Edomite guy bothering him. They didn't have a problem when he spat in his face. And I'm going to go back so you can see when he spits in his face. Watch.
Back up.
You see, he gets close there like that. Then he spat in his face, you see? You hear that? So, like, and I'm going to say this, man. Listen, man. I've never had somebody spit in my face before. And I hope I never do. I'm just going to say it like that, man. I've never had someone spit in my face before. And I hope I never do, man. Because spitting in somebody's face, yeah, is gross. And if you spit, I'm going to say, if you spit in somebody's face, expect to get your ass whooped straight up. Right? If you spit in someone's face, if you hit somebody, if you touch somebody, expect violence, man. Don't expect you can just spit on somebody and nothing happens back. Don't expect you can hit somebody and nothing happens back. Don't expect you can sleep with another man's wife and nothing happens. Don't expect you can disrespect a man in front of his wife and nothing happens. Don't expect you can disrespect people in front of their children or disrespect someone's children and nothing happens. And if everybody in the world thought this way, the world would be a better place because people would watch their mouth and know that you shouldn't talk to people a certain way. And that's what we're going to be pushing in our kingdom. And this Edomite in the background, let me see if I can zoom in. You see this dirty Edomite here with the white hat on? All of a sudden, he starts wanting to get involved now. But he's looking there. Why didn't he get involved then? He wanted to see if the Edomite could win. Then when he saw, oh yeah, because Jake, Jake got hands. Then he's like, oh, and saying all this and that. Damn demon, man.
Are you bugging?
Ce-ai făcut? De ce-ai făcut asta? De ce-ai făcut asta? De ce? Și voi românilor vă uitați la el? Acum, mă!
Call the police. Call the police.
So we wouldn't even know what they were saying. Because I don't speak Romanian, but this is what it says that she was saying in the background. But why would the guy spit in his face? Knocks his ass out. Oh my God. Oh my God. And this is what women say when women do violent things towards men. If a woman smacks me, if a woman was to slap me in the face and I'll proceed to give her one of them Mike Tyson uppercuts, yeah. We were like, oh, why did you do that to her? But they wouldn't ask the woman, why did she spit in my face? If an Edomite man was to spit in my face and I proceed to give him a Mike Tyson right hook to the body, followed by a pivot to the left side, yeah, switch and uppercut him in his jaw and knock his ass out, people would be like, oh, why did you do that? You're violent. But they wouldn't ask him why he spat in my face, or why he slapped me, or why he pushed me, or why he called me a word that he knew or thought was going to enrage me. They wouldn't ask him why. Because this world wants to rig the game against the Israelite man. And even with all these cameras, they still try and rig it. That's the thing. Before there was all this video footage, all this stuff used to still happen to Israelite men. And it hasn't, the methods of how these things go hasn't even really changed that much. They still try it. It's just that even sometimes when there's camera footage proof in our defense, people are still questioning us, chatting shit. This guy did all this stuff on camera and then try to lie about it. Following a man around trying to get attention like some woman. Then you got the nerve to spit in his face. Like, what do you think is going to happen? And then people are talking about, oh, that's a kid. That's a kid. Well, that's one big ass kid then, innit? Who doesn't know by the time they got to that big up size? Keep your hands and all your saliva to yourself or get your shit rocked. Straight up. And then these people that will be trying to justify this stuff will call themselves Christians. That's the thing. What did you do? Why have you done this? That's all. There's always a stupid woman that don't know why things happen, man. But wait till the day the Lord comes, man. When the day the Lord's wrath comes, right? When the day the Lord's wrath comes, everyone's going to understand exactly why everything's being done. The causes, the actions are going to stand in their power. And everyone's going to know exactly why everything's happening, man. And women are going to be hoping for a man that can defend himself physically then. Whereas right now, they'll be looking for some EMX Struthers type geezer that's good on a laptop. Do you know what I mean? But when it really goes down, that laptop work ain't going to mean nothing. And even the physical thing is going to become void soon. And it's going to only be about faith. You got robots learning martial arts and all kind of crazy stuff in this world, man. We're going to need help. But anyway, let's carry on. And you fellow Romanians subscribe to him. So what did she want? What did she mean by that? Did she want all the other Romanians to beat him up? To kill him? What was she hoping for? I know you other fellow Romanians subscribe to him. How does she know he's not Romanian? Huh? Do you know what I mean? Because his skin's brown? Damn demons, man. All these nations are, and this is what, when you got Jake saying, the Gentiles can be saved. The Gentiles. So you're saying that all Gentiles are, yes, motherfucker. All Gentiles are our fucking enemy, dumb nigga. All of them are our enemy. And if you're a Malteser-headed sellout, being paid, if you've been paid, listen, man, if you've been paid by Esau to teach that the Gentiles can be saved, I don't care how much money they gave you, you're a coon, man. And in the kingdom of heaven, you're going to get no honor. You ain't going to get no honor. And every single time, year after year after year, when you're 1,000,000 years old, let's just go at the beginning of the kingdom. When you first get born, you're going to be goo goo gaga. You ain't going to remember that you was an Israelite that sold out. After you get destroyed after death by pain, then you're going to get to around 5, you're going to become conscious. You're going to know, and every time that yearly celebration comes around, you're going to remember you was an adult once in the past. Yeah? And you got paid by Esau to teach that the Gentiles can be saved, but you're now in the kingdom and the Gentiles are not saved. Then when you get to 6 up to 30 years old, you're still going to remember that you did that every year. Then when you get into the triple figures of ages, still in your beautiful health, still immortal, you're going to remember you did that. Then when you get to 200 years of age that people can never reach in this kingdom now, you're going to still be immortal, still be under the new covenant. You're going to still remember that you did that. Then when you get to these 1,000 years of age, you're going to still remember you did that. When you get to 2,000, 3,000, 5-figure ages, 6-figure ages, 7-figure ages, you're still going to remember you did that. 8-figure ages, you're still going to remember you did that. You're still going to remember that the time came when it mattered, you was teaching our people that Gentiles can be saved, but they ain't saved though. Esau's going to be long and gone, and you're still going to remember you was teaching that Esau can be saved, and not ever Edomites our enemy, which would have been proven to you by now that it was a lie. And you still remember you did that every single year. Every single year, for the rest of your life, at least once a year, you're going to remember that you sold out, man. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Fuck Esau. He don't want you to receive salvation in his kingdom now. So why are you trying to make him receive salvation in your kingdom? And the thing is, they don't want salvation anyway. So why are you begging it off for? Why are you lying for? Why? Yo, listen, man. Why are you lying for? Seriously, why are you lying? Oh, the Gentiles can make it. No, they can't, man. They can't make nothing. We can't even make it based off our own choices, man. We're either of the elect or not. In fact, the reason why we're going to receive salvation isn't because of anything that we've did. This is a gift. Just because we was born Israelites. So how are they going to make it then? How are they going to breach something that you have to be born into when they're not born it? If salvation can only come from being an Israelite that's born, a person that's born an Israelite, that was also made the elect vessel before the foundation of the world was made, how can somebody else that's not born an Israelite, for starters, breach into that? And then obviously he's not born of the elect, because in order to even be a trans, to be of one of the elect, you have to have been born an Israelite. So how are they going to get salvation? They're not going to, man. Now, if someone's out there saying that somebody with a so-called white skin, or somebody that looks Chinese, or somebody that looks Indian, or somebody that looks Somalian, or somebody that looks different than what some of the people in the 12 tribes chart could look, cannot receive salvation, they're a liar. Because somebody that the appearance does not decide whether you're an Israelite or not. You can say that, but trying to say that an actual Gentile is going to get salvation, you're a lying demon. And you need to be destroyed for that, man. And your mouth should be stopped. Look at how these people treat us, man. They don't even want us to be able to do self-defense. They automatically assume when a situation breaks out and it gets violent that we're the reason that happened. But the guy's literally got spit on his face. He's literally got spit on his face, man.
Call the police. Call the police. Well, call the police. And that's a regular day in Romania.
Copilot, read these reviews and distill them into a visual summary.
It's a regular day in Romania.
And I want to say this as well. There's going to be a whole bunch of Edomites getting their ass knocked out in the kingdom of heaven, man. Remember, all these MMA fighters that are jaking it right now, Anderson Silva, John Jones, right? Cain Velasquez, all these mans in the kingdom are going to just be one of the Israelites of the elect's son. And Jake might be like bored and he might want to try and make his son might just like training or something like that. He might be like, son, John Jones, go and spar with 20 Edomites verse 1 to get your skills up. And he might be like 10 or something like that. Be like, yes, dad, I'll do that for you. And just proceed to dust off 20 Edomites by himself, man. In a godly body. There's going to be a whole bunch of Edomites getting their ass whooped in the kingdom, man. And that don't bring me no soul to the heart to speak about. Because in Esau's kingdom, we get our ass kicked. So why couldn't it go vice versa? Why not? So violence is supposed to be one way then? Is that what you're trying to say? Nobody else is allowed self-defense, yeah?
Romania.
Yeah, I agree. It is a regular day in Romania, and I am insanely proud of it. In fact, I would absolutely try and prevent anyone from changing it. Because I think that...
You see what I mean? So this is a video defending what that Romanian did. Let's see what else it is. I didn't even know it was going to be speaking like this, but you see? So you can watch this video, man. It's by a channel called Romanian TV. Right? There you can see it on the left. And the video is called American Streamer Went to Romania and Found Out, you see? So they want us to get treated like this. They don't want us to be able to have no self-defense, man.
This is how it should be.
So it should be that Edomite just comes up to you and spits in your face. That's what this guy thinks. It should be. And everything should go this way apart from the Edomite getting his ass knocked out.
Romania. So, first of all...
And best believe they think the same thing about America as well. And they think the same thing about England. They think that Edomite should just be able to just go up to you and assault you. Not that he should just mind his business and went into the cafe behind him, went to a restaurant and did mind his own business and went and lived his life. That he should be able to go up to an Israelite and harass him and spit in his face.
Talk about what happened here. You have the streamer by the name of Adonis. I understand that he lived in Romania for 10 years, so he's not just like some random American that showed up. And he got himself into an altercation. Now, I personally do not know what started it.
Did he get himself into an altercation, or did the other guy come up to him when he didn't need to? If he's actively in a location doing something, he's live streaming, and the other guy's just going about his day, the guy could have just moved and went about his day. Because I bet after he got his ass knocked out, he went about his day.
Who is responsible? I have seen...
He doesn't know who's responsible, and he don't care who's responsible neither. He just wants the Edomite to be right regardless. That's all you Edomites are, man. And that's why Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18.
Who finished it, and I have also seen that this is the most important thing, how people have reacted to it. And I think that in any single civilized society, this is absolutely the way that people should react to something like this.
Yeah, in any civilized society, that's how people should react to this. But when you go on a YouTube video, when you go on the Tiki knocking down, because he never knocked him out, knocking down Dean the Great video, you're not seeing people saying that though. They're agreeing that he should have elbowed him in the jaw. They're saying he got just what he deserved.
So, first of all, if we talk about what caused it, not legally, but culturally, it's streaming in the public. There are no laws in Romania preventing people from streaming in the public.
Well, then shut the fuck up then. That's the thing. If somebody recording in the public, it can be annoying, right? You might not want to be on camera, but after you've gone past the camera, if you don't say or do anything, the situation's over. The situation's over then. And now, if someone's actively pointing the camera at you specifically, then it becomes a different situation, whether you're allowed to record or not, in my opinion. But let's see what else this guy is going to say. Man, I didn't even know that the video was going to take this kind of turn, man. And I'm going to try and read some of the comments as well afterwards.
But the culture is designed in such a way to discourage people. I believe it's because our nation has been through communism, where you had a lot of informants and you had a lot of people spying on each other. And this creates a closed society. People genuinely do not appreciate seeing someone with a camera in public streaming. And so my advice to people that come here, treat it like you treat Japan. Just do not stream in public. Do not do this whole live public streaming broadcast. It's not illegal, but most people do not appreciate it. Secondly, what we have here is an altercation, right? Like, obviously this...
You think this guy would have been saying the same thing if some curvy blonde woman that he thinks is attractive was recording on the street and then some random person came and spat in her face? You think he'd be saying that? No. He changed the rules, man. He changed the rules. If some blonde Romanian woman was doing a news report, like recording live on the news, you think he's going to say that? No. Guaranteed he wouldn't say that, man.
But this Romanian was being a cheeky little shit. Obviously, he was trying to do this. However, the response to someone being a cheeky little shit is that you have to be a cheeky little shit in return, right? You cannot punch them.
And what about the response to somebody spitting in your face? What about the response to somebody putting their elbow on your shoulder when they don't know you? That's what I mean with these Edomites. They only ever know how the law should go fairly whenever it's to try and punish an Israelite. They only understand exactly every single law to punish somebody whenever it's an Israelite. They start talking about gallows and all this kind of stuff. Oh, they need to be thrown under the jail and throw away the key. Whenever an Edomite does something, they ain't got nothing to say. You got Edomites still talking about some black fatigue. These times, you've got these self-proclaimed high IQ people that have got islands. I've got files that 3 million files where names are redacted on there. Right? And they're doing all this madness on islands, cannibalism and all that. Epstein files. Mate, why be fatigued about that, man? Where's your fatigue about that? You hypocritical demons, man. They're such hypocrites. Like, they're so disgusting. It's unbelievable, man. These people are not supposed to rule nowhere. They do not know how to be fair at all. They can't be fair. They're not a fair people, man.
because you're going to get in trouble with the law. Now, the punch in itself isn't what I want to discuss. What I want to discuss is how people reacted to it. Like, imagine if this happened in London. Imagine if this happened in New York. Imagine if this happened in San Francisco. How would people react to something like this? Well, they would have probably just moved on, right? It's just like, well, at least he didn't get shot. Or if it's in London, well, at least he didn't get stabbed, right? Like, no one would have said anything. But here you had women, like elderly women, like immediately, like, first of all, they were shocked that this happened. It's like seeing violence in front of them. And their reaction was like, they couldn't even comprehend. It was like, why would you do this? Why did you do this? Like, she was genuinely like trying to figure out why a human being would do something like this, right? So after the shock, what did they do? They immediately went and tried to help him. That they wanted to see if he's all right. Like, he had like 3 or 4 people over there genuinely trying to see if the guy was all right. The second thing is like immediately call the cops, right? Just call 911. It's like, hey, they're not even trying to restrict him. They're basically saying, wait right here. Like the very fact that he would run away from the scene is something that these ladies can't even conceptualize. Like they can't even imagine like someone that would run away from a scene after doing something like that. It's also probably the age difference. Like, I think like the streamer is a bit older, so like in Eastern Europe there is this expectation that if you're older you have to be more tolerant, right? It's like the young person is sometimes an imbecile, but like because you have age, like you should be able to fix the situation without.
Well, that ain't according to the scriptures. And Romanians are supposed to be Christian. There's actually a law in the scriptures where if there's a young person that's stubborn and he won't work and he gets warned several times by his parents and still refuses, he's a drunkard, and then gets told by the elders to do the same thing and he still not listen, he's supposed to be taken and done in with stones, man. So that ain't scriptural. So forget all that, what he's talking about. But anyway, if you want to carry on hearing what else he's going to say, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to try and get into the comments, man. Right? Let's see this. Let's see something, because I saw some of these comments already and I was like, okay. I want to see, man. Here we go. Violent in any country. So the Jake's being told he's violent in any country. Worldwide fatigue. Yep. Turns out we did actually judge them based on their character. Yeah, I guess maybe don't. Yeah, see. So someone's sticking up for the Jake, man. It's actually mad, man. All of the genocides committed and still a fearful gaslighting race. The audacity. Exactly. The nerve, bruh. All the things that they do, right? All the things that Dave did across this world to us and trying to make out like they're righteous. Let me see if these people are agreeing, man. This person said, like, yeah, I know, right? Remember that time they used slave women to catch more slaves and used them as a status symbol, then tried to make a movie out of it. It's because I don't know what they're talking about with that. He's just mad. There shouldn't even be no one defending this guy. 10 years of living there and still speaks zero Romanian. What's that got to do with anything? Would him have the other guy was speaking to him in English? That was chatting shit anyway? What speaking Romanian got to do with anything in this video? But this is what I mean, man. The noticing continues, so that's one of them black fatigue people. I'm telling you, this world doesn't want us to be able to have the self-defense. Here we go, black fatigue everywhere. Let's see what they got to say. In this case, I'm sorry, but it was well deserved, as you absolutely should not spit on somebody. So you got people defending Jake, but at the same time you got people that are like basically saying, "Oh, black fatigue" and all that. They just want us to not have to be able to defend ourselves at all, man. And that goes back to that the Haman situation in the Bible. Even the fact that a law had to be written in order for Jake to have to be able to lawfully defend himself back then, shows how off this world has been towards the Israelites. And all you people are going to pay for how you've treated us, man. All of you people are going to have to pay. And you better hope I'm not one of the elect. You better hope I'm not, man. Because I'm going to be definitely making sure that you have to pay from my hands. I'm going to be definitely making sure that you have to pay. If I've got anything to do with it, man. You better hope I'm not of the elect. But then people say, oh, you're violent. Mate, this world is violent, man. The people that claim to be so-called high IQ are the most violent people in the world. They've did way more violent things than I've ever did in my life. Way more. I never made a nuclear missiles. I never made no ICBMs. I never made no rail guns, ray guns, laser beams and all that. Fighter jets, fighter gun helicopters and all that. I never made these things. I don't have a bullet factory that pushes out millions of bullets a year. I don't produce guns. I don't have no military industrial complex. I don't have none of that. So they're more violent than me. So if you want to call me violent, then take the beam at your own eye and focus on their violence as well. How about that? Yeah. And how about that, man? You know it's getting bad when they even reached Romania. Like, what are you on about? The guy that's in the grey hoodie, the grey white hoodie, he's the aggressor. But even when Jake's in the right, they try and make him in the wrong. American streamer, right? V, is he not American? Is he not American? Is he not American then? What is he then? How about you put him in a grave and put him at rest and tell what he is then? Because he ain't really an American. I'll agree with that. But he's an Israelite though. But are you going to say that he's that then? She was genuinely trying to figure out why a human being would do something like this. See, that right there is the problem. I don't even know, man. You see, some of these people, yeah, are so dumb in this world that I don't even really care what they've got to say. Most of these people that are running their mouth on this comment board, when the C19 thing was flowing around, they took it without any questions. But then they got all this fatigue about this. But they're not fatigued with the people that are making their food prices go up, though. You're fatigued about a Jake defending himself. But where's your fatigue about the people that shut down the whole world, right? And have made your food prices, your energy bills, your rent prices, taking jobs away from your society, gradually trying to take away the ability for you to take care of your family or take care of yourself if you don't have no family, no wife and kids and none of that. Right? And they don't want you to even have no wife and kids. How come you're not fatigued about that? Why aren't you fatigued and grieved about that? That's a problem too, right? When you go abroad, you play by the home turf rules. Is that what you Edomites do when you go abroad, though? When you Edomites go to other people's countries, do you play by the home turf rules? No, you don't. I've seen you Edomites in other countries treating people like trash that are from the other original land, that is their actual home. You're liars, man. You definitely shouldn't go around spitting on people. Exactly. Shouldn't go around spitting on people. So what are you on about, man? That guy wasn't even playing by the home turf rules. Surely what he was doing was illegal. Surely spitting in someone's face is illegal in Romania. And he did that. And he thought that nothing was... The thing that's crazy is that he actually thought that nothing was going to happen from doing that. He actually didn't think he was going to get his ass knocked out. Because he didn't show the knockout. But look at how he's on the floor. That you don't get knocked out like that when you actually are expecting to get punches thrown back at you. He probably didn't put up any kind of defensive moves to dodge out the way of them punches. Probably had his chin all in the air because he never expected that to happen. I'm telling you, like, these people, like, they're hilarious, man. Black fatigue is at an all-time high right now. You see what I mean? Black fatigue is at an all-time high right now. What are you on about? The guy assaulted him and he defended himself. But they don't want us to be able to have no self-defense. Y'all are going to do anything. Y'all are going to do anything but keep getting knocked out. Did you watch the video And here's someone saying it wasn't justified. So it's not justified to knock somebody out if they spit in your face, apparently. But then when you watch that video of that guy, Tiki Golson, elbowing Dina Gray in the face, it's justified then. Because he said he'd slap the shit out of him. But this guy spat in his face and pushed him. So which one's worse? Words or spitting in someone's face? But you won't see you ain't seen no comments on that video, on any of the videos when Dina Gray got elbowed and dropped by a former MMA fighter, where people are saying that. You've got a few people saying that I shouldn't have did it. But then on them videos you're saying people saying, oh nah, he deserved it, he had what was coming. But then they don't ever think that Edomite's got what he's got coming, man. And you know what? Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18 is Esau getting what's coming to him. Jeremiah 49 and 12 is Esau getting what's coming to him, man. And it doesn't matter how many you crybabies out there want to try and defend Esau, he's going to get the judgment that is written. Just like how we got the judgment that we had written. Deuteronomy 30 and 7, they're going to go under the curses, man. They're going to. And when we're in their kingdom, they're going to be trying to ask for it to ease up, saying, Abraham, can you have Jacob come over, Lazarus, and dip his finger, his pinky toe, and so I can be taken out of these fire, these flames. And Abraham's going to say, nah. So when you was having your good times, he wasn't, you never helped him. And besides all this, is a grave gulf fix between us and you that we can't go over to your side anyway. It's spiritually made like this. We can't help you and you can't help us. So when we as Jake say to all these Edomites, why didn't you help when we was in Atlantic slave trade? We have to apply that same verse to us. In the time when we was going through the Atlantic slave trade, there was a spiritual barrier where they couldn't help us even if they wanted to. We was made to have to go through that hell. Right? That was our spiritual judgment, man, and a good job it's over. And the worst time we've got to come left is one more time of Jacob's trouble, and after that, we're never going to go for anything bad ever again, man. And I'm going to end this video here. It's getting on my nerves, man. But it just shows you that these Edomites are just hypocrites. Right? They're just hypocrites, man. Romania, get rid of the ratchets. Now I'm almost guessing that they're talking about getting rid of Jake. They're not talking about getting rid of this guy that was moving ratchet. Even Romanians are getting tired of them Americans. Mate, they don't want us to listen, Jake, man. All you Israelites out there, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this world hates our guts, man. And y'all better realize this. They don't want you to be able to have self-defense. Self-defense is not something that they even really say that you can have. All these self-defense laws have always been made so that Edomites can be justified in taking your life away. Fatigue everywhere they go. You see what I mean? You see how hypocritical these people are? He's not the problem in this case. So you got someone defending him, and the other person says, well, he is. How is he the problem? How is he the problem? You see, like there's always an Edomite trying to plot on our downfall, man. Don't go up in a grown man's face and spit in it. Exactly. And that's the comment that responds exactly like that. What are you talking about? Now, what are you people talking about, man? Romanian puts hands on him and gets knocked out for his efforts. Am I missing something? That alone is not a reason to kill someone. Like, you see how some of these people, like, this is what I mean, man. When all hell breaks loose, some of these flimsy men out here and flimsy people, they are going to get absolutely rolled on by some of these carnal individuals of this world, man. There's several people in this world that are completely verbally antagonistic. And then the moment something happens, they call the police. But they don't ever say that the police shouldn't get physical, though. The police use physicality. Global armies use physicality. A lot of these everyday people, man, like the scriptures speak about how you shouldn't glory in your wealth, your riches, your might. But yet these are still things that people have within them. And there's a lot of people that have never had to rely on physically defending themselves from anything. And when it all hell breaks loose, they're going to have to rely on themselves in that time. And they're not going to know what to do. Because they're not going to have Yahweh. Because they don't believe in Yahweh. They ain't going to know what to do in that time, man. Yeah, I'm going to end this video there, man. Hey, wait, I got to read this. Rule number 1. Don't F with the locals even when they are the assholes. What are you on about? What are you on about, man? Like these people, all these Edomites are wicked as hell, man. And that's why when you hear them saying, "Oh, it wasn't us that did it. That was the Americans." No. I'm from Germany. I'm from this country. I'm from that country. All of you are Edomites, man. And you've all benefited from the wickedness that the American Edomites and all the other Edomites that jacked us up did. It's all connected. You're all connected to it, man. And you're all, even if you wasn't connected to that, you're all connected to Esau. But anyway, man, Shalom to the nation of Israel, Shalom.